Hey everyone, it's Kimmy. My nickname is Mama on a Mission, and today I am going to talk about selling on Whatnot. Now, I am a 14-year online reseller. I've done virtually everything along the way: Amazon, consignment shops, booths. I currently sell on eBay, Poshmark, and Depop, and I just added Whatnot. Now, some of you are like, what? Listen, I was totally, I don't know if I just didn't want to try something new. Change is hard. I've been doing kind of the same things for several years or what, but I was not on the Whatnot train, although I knew that people were buying and selling on it, and they were, several people were making a killing, although I do think a lot of people quit before they can get started, and I'll talk about that a little bit. But if you're hesitant or you don't know about Whatnot, I guess you could absolutely follow my journey here, and I will tell you that I also was someone who was not really that excited about the Whatnot train, and it's been going for years. I follow several people who do really, really well. I won't even lie, like thousands and thousands of dollars, and I don't know if that'll ever be me. I'm just gonna be honest, I'm not sure. However, as a reseller, that's my business, that's how I bring in money to my family. I really cannot ignore the fact that most of the platforms have a live auction option at this time. Poshmark also added a live auction option, and now eBay is beta testing and having live auction, not like auctions like eBay, that's how they started out 25 years ago. Live auctions, like live people selling the items live. That's what Whatnot is. And I guess you don't necessarily have to be on the camera. There's a lot of people, especially in the baseball card arena, don't show their face, but like you're showing the items live to people while they watch you. And they do bid live as well, but it's not like a live auction on eBay where they just click a button. Like the items are live and in your face. So I do feel like, as a longtime reseller, and this really is my job, this is how I bring in money to the family, it's my duty to look at this opportunity and see if it's something that I should add to my business model, and I'm giving it a shot. I gave it a shot. I did it. And I'm going to tell you all about it. So if you are listening to this, I would really appreciate a like. I haven't said this in my videos in a very long time. About 60% of my listeners are not subscribers. So if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like, sending me a comment, even like a hey, checking in, thanks for the info, I would really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I don't know why so many people listen to me, but they're not subscribers. Maybe they don't love me just yet, but I promise you will. No, I'm just kidding. No, I probably be, I don't know. I'm a little, I'm still getting into my YouTube era here. I've been doing this about 6 months now, so I appreciate all of you, whether you're subscribers or not. But let's talk about Whatnot. So before my first Whatnot show, I did a lot of reading and kind of research. I watched other shows, reading being that I read like forums. I even went on Reddit, which really isn't my thing, but there was a ton of Reddit things. I went into Facebook pages that have like one is called like Whatnot Help for Resellers or something like that. I followed a bunch of people on social media that do Whatnot so that I could learn. I was trying to absorb like a sponge everything that they were doing. And of course, no matter what you do, your first month or two on anything new, reselling involved, you're gonna probably mess up. There's gonna be things you're confused about. It's going to happen. Take a deep breath. We all should take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. But so in preparation for my first Whatnot show, those are all the things that I did to prepare myself to try to get somewhat educated as far as what I need to know. You can even just Google it. Tips for your first Whatnot show. Find the social media groups or find the big name Whatnot sellers. I have a couple I can throw out. Mellow State, Harry Tornado, Daily Refinement. These are like mega people. Like they're selling tens of thousands of dollars. That's not me. Maybe someday in a couple years. I don't know. I know Daily Refinement has been going a long time. Mellow State, I think, has been like 2 years. But they sell like huge pallets. But I also found it beneficial to find small sellers. So I would log into Whatnot at night and I would just look for a show, a clothing show, because that's what I primarily sell, that only had like 6 people watching. Because those are usually more resellers that are newer or have a low follower count. And I thought I could learn from them too, because they were small resellers, or they're smaller at this time. Mellow State, I think she has like 40,000 followers or something. It's like huge. You want to know how many followers I have on Whatnot? 100. Like, I'm just a wee tiny little thing getting started here. So that's my first tip, is allow yourself a week or two at least to read, watch other shows. You can interact in some of these other shows, like, hey friends, how's it going? And see if anybody else is asking questions. Try to just gain as much knowledge as you can without doing it, which is somewhat hard. Sometimes you just need to jump in. Another thing that I did was promote on my own social media. So I do obviously have YouTube, which I had a couple YouTube followers on my Whatnot show, which is amazing. I was so thankful for that. But also I have like a Facebook business page. I have an Instagram. I'm not super good at them. I'll just be honest with you. Like, I post like every couple days, but I did post them out there. And I do think I got a couple people to follow my shows based on posting on my own social media. So that helped. Another thing is I tried to be prepared as possible, which is like, duh, Kimmy, of course. But organize your setup, have a plan of how you're gonna put your items out there. Where are you gonna put the camera? How are you gonna hang your items or display your items like on a shelf? When you do Whatnot shows, they're normally up and down. So like this video, my YouTube videos are typically like left and right. For Whatnot, they're up and down. And sometimes it's like hard to see. So a lot of people get really close to, and they have to, because they're trying to show you the items and they're trying to read what's on the screen. So kind of prepare yourself for all those things. Your display is going to be actually pretty close. I felt like mine was too far away, so that might be something I'm going to adjust with my second show. Know your inventory. I had a ton of questions and I didn't always have the right answer, but know what you have. What sizes do you have? What colors do you have? Do you have boys and girls? Do you have, if you're into like other things besides clothes, you know, do you have any chicken decor? I was watching some decor people. There are several Whatnot sellers that are, they do signs, they do home decor, they do antiques, they do glassware. That's not really my thing, but just know what you have. So if someone says, hey, do you have any depression glass? Oh yeah, I do have it. Give me 1 second and I can show you my depression glass. So that you can be interactive and knowledgeable. Again, you know, I'm not perfect either. You're not gonna be perfect. And the other thing before my show is I had like several electronics prepared to try to help me see. I always joke, you guys, I'm gonna be the worst senior citizen. And like, not that that's like funny, but like, I can't see very well. I can't hear very well. I really struggle with those things. And I've actually met some people on Whatnot, a few sellers who, when they were just like chatty talking in between sales, they said they also had some of those issues. So I had my phone playing and then I had my laptop right here so that I could see if someone was commenting. And honestly, I still struggled. My son helped me. Shout out to my son. My 13-year-old son got up at 8 o'clock in the morning to help his mother with her first Whatnot show. Isn't that awesome? I feel very lucky, and he did help me a lot. He's like whispering to me, hey, they asked for large, and I'm like trying to read my screen. What? Oh, large? Oh, okay. I'm like trying to read it, and he's trying to be respectful and not be too loud, but still help me at the same time. So if I found it beneficial to have a second electronic around, not just the phone that's displaying you live, have a tablet, a laptop, some other way that you can read if you're like me and you can't see anything. So those are all the things that I did before the show to get in preparation for the show. And then some people even recommend, and I would recommend, just do it. When you have enough inventory, you got 50 pieces, you're ready to go, and you're organized and you have a plan, just do it. Granted, I was nauseous the entire time of my show. After I got it done and a good night's sleep, because I had like an adrenal crash. I was so tired, just like and overwhelmed with the process. I felt a lot better, and I was like, wow, now I did it. I got one out of the way. That's good, because getting that first one out of the way is seriously like one of the biggest steps to figuring out things out. Like, we changed my camera, like my camera angle wasn't good. Like, there was all things to learn. I learned a ton. Now, here are a few things that I learned during the show, and then I'll tell you about what I sold, and then I'll get out of your hair for this whatnot, like my first whatnot, what I thought about before it, and how the first show went. Honestly, I'm not gonna believe, like, this was crazy. But let's talk about some other things. So I am advertising my first like week or two as a new seller for very low starts, which is a plus and a minus. I'm starting my clothes at $2 a piece on auction, of course, and some did get bid up a little bit, but it's a plus because you do get a lot of traffic, because people are, of course, always looking for a good deal. The minus is if you only get one bid, then you have to be okay with selling your items for only that low amount. Some people start at $1. I started at $2. Some people don't do low starts at all, which is also okay. If you're like, I'm not even wasting my time with that, I'm going to start all my items at $5, then hey, that's totally fine. And that's why I kind of am on here discussing like my thought process. So for the first week or two, I'm doing it as a new whatnot seller promotion to start most of my items at $2, just to kind of get some traffic, get the algorithm going, gain some followers, gain some views, gain some orders. And hopefully once I get all these orders out here, which is my next step, then I will also get reviews, right? So it's like starting from zero. I have no reviews. I had no sales until yesterday. You know, now I'm putting all these things out there and hopefully can start moving that train. I always use train, comparisons. Get that train moving. When you're a brand new eBay seller, people say like, just go out and if you need like a new pair of pants, go do it on eBay so that you can get a sale in there, or you can get a purchase in there, and you can get a feedback, because you have to start somewhere. I'm starting at 0 with whatnot. 0. So the plus is I did get a lot of orders, but the minus is I made money, but on each item it was like $1. But that is also the benefit to whatnot, is you can sell a lot if you gain your, it's whatnot is a quantity game in a lot of aspects, because you might only make $1, $2, $3 or dollars on each item. But if you sell 50 items in your show, then you multiply that out, you're making $50, $100, $150 in a 1 or 2 hour period. So that's the plus minus on that. I did have a little trouble. My son was helping me switching between items and weights, and I think I messed that up a little bit. I already was looking, so I'll probably do a follow-up on my second show. As far as when you plug in your items, you can either preload your entire show, every item you're going to show, which I did not, or you can make like a generic listing. So I put in tops and blouses, 7 to 11 ounces. The shipping is one of the biggest things I've seen people complain about. And I think I even messed it up a little bit myself, and I'm already changing things for my second show. But how I did what I could. I thought I did it right, and I think I messed it up a little. So the shipping would be something I would say definitely pay attention to. Either preload your entire show, which is hard for me because I shop at the bins, I shop at dollar stores and stuff. And I'm going to be going through a lot of inventory, and I am going to use a lot of times a generic listing. Top number 1, top number 2, because I cannot preload all of these items. I just don't think it's going to work very well for my business model. And most clothing resellers on whatnot don't preload everything. I preloaded 10 items, which means when you go to my show, you could already see those items will be available. And if you're like, hey, I would kind of like that, then maybe you would like some of the other items. And every single one of my preloaded items sold. And I actually had a bid before it started. See, am I overwhelming you guys? If you're not a Whatnot person, it can be overwhelming. If you preload a real item for sale, like an actual item, you're like, hey, plaid Lane Bryant, size 1820. People can bid before your show starts. Only on the real items, not a generic one, which is like top number 1. And that's where I'm just pulling it off the rack. Here, top number 2, top number 3. So also something to think about. I talked about the shipping. I think I messed it up a little bit, but it's fine. It's a learning curve. It was my first show. I didn't set my shipping labels to thermal 4x6 labels, which is my normal label that comes out of my thermal printer that I use. It's set to 8.5 by 11, which I have a regular printer, but I'm not sure how that's going to go either, because that's 8.5 by 11 is a full sheet of paper. So if you're a thermal label printer person, be sure to go in there and change it, because I didn't do that either. Oh well. And I was completely overwhelmed, but I wrote down here, be adaptive, just roll with the punches. It's not going to go perfect. Your first show, you might have 3 people in there. Your second show, I read things all the time that people, I'm on my 5th show and I only sold 2 items. That is Whatnot though. That is how it is. And you really have to be dedicated. You have to have the mindset. I set my mindset, I was going to try this for a full year before I would decide whether or not it fits in my model and it's going well for me. Your first couple shows, you're not going to be a millionaire. You're not going to sell a million things. And honestly, my show went abnormally well. Like, I don't know why it went so well. I don't know why so many people were in there. I think my low starts was the reason. So let's talk about what I sold. I really think the low starts were the reason that people were in there, because I had quality items. You guys, I had on this rack brands like for $2 starts. I'm selling them for $2. Madewell, Rag and Bone, Torrid, New Tags J. Crew, New Tags Gap, Torrid. I already said that. I'm talking about brands that I sell all the time as my bread and butter, 15, 20, 25 on eBay. And I will tell you, I know for a fact at least 2 people that were in there were resellers. They were buying inventory from me. And how do I feel about that? I'm not sure. I knew that was going to happen, and I'm happy because I have a lot of really nice things here. And someone's probably going to go and flip it from me. How does that make you guys feel? That's what I've done for years. That's the name of the game. And when you're starting in Whatnot and you're trying to gain traffic, and I started with low starts, that is going to happen if you have quality items. Now in the future, after I do like this new reseller promotion, I'm going to change that model. I'm going to go to like $3, $4, $5 starts. And that's just the way it's going to be, because I can't always be selling things for that cheap, because I didn't make as much as I could have. But would they have sold at a higher start? Probably not. So here, that's the thing, because I don't have that many followers. Here's the numbers. Here's what I did. I was on for 2 hours on Whatnot. You want to know how much I sold? I sold all of this. Next step, right after I get done with this video, is shipping it all. I sold like $298 in sales. I had $298 in sales in 2 hours, off of selling items that started at $2 a piece. So I'm like, did I make like any profit? My take home, so since I messed up the shipping a little bit, one of my customers, and I'm thankful for all the orders. It was very fun. It was exciting. I have a lot of orders that I don't think I expected. But the way I did my shipping, I like bulk priced it up to a certain amount, and she bought so much that after that certain amount, I had to take that out of my pocket. So it was a minus for me on shipping. And I think 2 or 3 people who purchased many items, like I'm talking like 20 items from me, the same person. So when you set the shipping to a certain amount, like a certain flat rate, anything over that is out of my pocket. And so that's why my take home is a little less. My take home from those sales, because of my shipping errors, because really Whatnot's fees are pretty low. It's like 8% and a transaction fee, I think. Because of my shipping mistake, my take home is $188.21. And I got 18 different people to place orders. I had 18 different customers, which is fantastic on a first show. Like, it's abnormal, in my opinion, for that to happen. And I sold 97 items. I don't even know what to say. My son was like, this is going pretty well. Oh. And I did 2 giveaways. My son, he loves those giveaways. He's like, let's just give away the house. I'm like, honey, we cannot do another giveaway. And granted, my giveaways are just small. Giveaways are a way that you can also encourage people to come in. You could put it in your marketing pieces, give away every show. You can make your giveaways. It's like giving away an item. So like, I don't know. What do I, hey, if you follow me, I'll give you these pairs of scissors. Which clearly that's not what you want to do. I gave away a couple rings. I have just some boutique fashion jewelry, and that's what I gave away. I said, if you follow me, you have to follow in order to get into the giveaway. You can enter to win this ring. I wish I would have grabbed it. It was just like some adjustable chunky rings, but I do have to pay for that item, and I have to pay to ship it to them. So keep that in mind with your giveaways, but they also have to follow you in order to enter the giveaway. So again, plus minus, it's almost like an investment, a marketing investment, to encourage people to follow you and to come back for the giveaways. There are people who will scour Whatnot shows and follow people just for the giveaways, for the freebies. I don't blame them. That sounds like a good idea. But you do have to follow all these people. And I do plan on doing giveaways in every show that I remember. Just some kind of little fun little trinket thing. So there you have it. This is my first Whatnot show. It went abnormally well. I have another one coming up in a couple days. It's not going to be that. Like the second show I could sell nothing. Like, that's how it goes on Whatnot. When you're small, you're little, you're starting out. The $2 starts, I think, did help. And I had a couple resellers buying items from me that I know they're going to flip. And honestly, they got really cute stuff. So, hey, brand new tags, free people. This is free people. Brand new tags at H&M. Look at how cute this little floral top is. So, I mean, they're getting cute stuff. And, hopefully the benefit for me in the long run is I've got the algorithm going now. I've got some orders. I've made some money. I've added some followers. I got 68 new followers just in that one show. So that's great. And, I've got the train on the tracks now. I have to look at it long term. It does hurt a little bit because I'm like, man, some of the stuff I really could have sold for more. I have to look at it long term as an investment. And in a month, when I'm starting my things off at $3, $4, $5, then I'm going to be making $2 an item per item. And honestly, you're buying tops at $4 a piece. That's still a great deal. That's fantastic. My Torrid, new tags, We the Free for $4 a piece. That's amazing. And I do feel like my ability as a reseller and as knowledgeable as I am, being able to curate these shows with quality products, quality brands, good sizes, is hopefully going to benefit me in the long run. But at the moment, I made about $1 an item. But I was only in 2 hours. So I made $100 in about 2 hours, basically, is what happened. That's not bad. That's $50 an hour. It'll take me an hour to box all this up and ship it and take it to the post office. So do the math there. Tell me what you think. If you chimed in, Eclectic Zoo. I'm sorry I didn't give you a shout out to the end here. Brandy Lou, Eclectic Zoo. Gosh, I should have wrote them all down. I'm sorry I did not give you a shout out earlier. I should have done that. Because it was so nice to have so many of you in saying that you were, you did so well, and just have your support. You guys know my brain though. I'm like mushy brain here. And I was a little overwhelmed with the show itself. So who else? Can I see any of these quickly? Oh, Wendy. Yes, Wendy. Kayla. There was quite a few that came from Karen. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I feel really blessed. I hope you guys know that I say that too much. That you guys were there to support me. It means everything to me. So thank you for being, even if you don't buy anything, just like come in, say hi, you know, help the algorithm as far as like people being in the show and people talking. All of that is, you know, part of the algorithm of Whatnot. And most reselling apps, honestly, there's an algorithm to eBay, there's an algorithm to Poshmark. You know, that's a thing. And putting all those pieces together give you the best way of hopefully getting some traffic to your shops or to your Whatnot. I have another show in a couple days. It's a kids show. Not sure how that'll go. And then I have a plus size show on Saturday. And honestly, I sold out of every plus size item I had. So I'm really gonna have to dig in the archives here and get some inventory. The plus size, I'm also going to put some bottoms, jeans in. So I do think that will help a little bit with inventory. And I think I'm going to run at 15 seconds so that I have time to juggle it. Because my son helped me on the first one, but I can't always count on him on all the other ones. He has practices and school coming and stuff. So I got to do it on my own. Hopefully that goes okay. So that's it. Please ask questions. Let me know what you think. Do you sell on Whatnot? I'm happy to try to answer as many things as I can. I'm obviously not an expert, but that's how my first Whatnot show went. It was very successful. I do not expect that all the time. I really don't. I know the next one I could have 2 orders completely. So I'm having that mindset. I'm going to go ship out all these things. My post office ladies are going to be like, what happened? I have these to do and I think 3 eBay to do. So I'll have like 25 packages. The vehicle will be loaded. I better figure out how I'm going to get this all into the vehicle. What a good problem to have. I hope you guys are doing so well. I appreciate you. I said that a million times. Love you guys. Bye.